Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Tanya, hey, Anthony.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing today?
Mo Morris, our guest for today.
Hi there.
Hello out there, the audience that we have. This is your show this morning. We're so excited this afternoon to have you here with us. This is just going to be a conversation, so please join in the conversation. We're going to be here every Friday, 1 p.m. Myself, Tanya, and also Anthony. We're going to be here at 1 p.m. This is called Financial Sins. It is a part of a company, a media called All Things Relevant Media. We are so excited about today, and you know what? I hope everyone made it through Elsa. You know, I had a hard time, trying to stay in that house. I wanted to just look at Elsa like a silly person like me. I want to go outside and look at it. But I hope everyone was safe from Elsa and everything that's happening in the world today. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do today. We're going to be talking with Ms. Mo Morris, and she has her own little business, and she's fantastic what she does. We're going to be going over credit, how to repair your credit and understanding how to get, go recover from foreclosures and all that other stuff. So looking for a great show today. If you have any questions, please have your questions ready. And just ask those questions. You can put them in the comment. We'll run them across the, right across the top of it, so everyone can see your questions. We're gonna get your questions answered. Now, this is Mad Flow, and everyone wants to call me Mad Flow except for Anthony. He never wants to say that. He wants to say crazy.
I always call him Mad Flow. Yes, crazy.
Flow.
Not my fault.
This is Mad Flow. I'm with a company called World Financial Group. We are also in a division called World System Builder. I enjoy this business that I do. And what we do is we teach financial literacy because we want to make sure that we can teach, and get people to understand that if they want to have a better financial future, the best way to get that is through financial education. So that's what our company focuses on, is financial education. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to these two fantastic co-hosts we have here, and then we're going to introduce Ms. Morris. Anthony, Tanya, take it over.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanya Scott Pilcher, and I am just totally excited about what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So we're going to share. What I do is help people get into this $1 trillion industry called insurance. So I help them get trained up, to pass that licensing. And this week we will be in Atlanta, Georgia, with 7 new people that are going to be in the class, trying to move from a job to financial freedom by getting into insurance. So I am really excited about what we're going to be doing this weekend. And those of you that want to join our Savannah class, it is scheduled for July 24th and 25th and July 31st and the 1st here in the Savannah, Georgia area. You can just reach out if you're interested in getting your insurance license. All right, Anthony, on to you.
All right. Hey, look, I am excited. We have a guest today, Mo. Is that right? Am I saying it right? Mo?
Mm-hmm.
Mo
Morris.
Mo Morris. All right. Look like she get ready to fly because she's at the airport and she get ready to fly away. So we want to make sure we get her early. My name is Anthony Murray. I am, what can I say, a co-host with Mad Flow and Tanya. And just a little bit about myself. I love what I do. I love helping people. I love people becoming financially independent. Actually, freedom is not realized until someone becomes financially free. There's a lot of financial slaves, right? The mind is trained to, in the United States especially, to become debt servants. So this is something that's really, really critical for people to understand that being in debt is nothing really to brag about. A lot of people brag about, I just bought a new car. It's going to cost me $500 a month. I only got $100 coming in, but it's going to cost me $500. You know, that's nothing to brag about, right? So we try to teach people, and we bring it out that it is financial independence that counts, that makes a difference. All right, so I am excited about today because our objective is to help those of you who have had some really serious credit issues. Now, we did this topic when we first started. Our first guest or second guest was talking about credit repair, a gentleman from Connecticut. And now we have this young lady, and she's going to talk about credit repair. And y'all know, there's a lot of us out there that need to get our credit right. When you get your credit right, you get your finances right, you'll be so much happier. So much happier, So what can I tell you? My background is insurance real estate. That was my college major. So I worked in both fields, insurance and real estate. Sold real estate for 12 years, and now I'm back in the finance industry. I started out with a company called Mutual of Omaha. Went from there, went with another company eventually called Edward Jones, and then another company whom I don't remember because they were so small. And now I'm with World System Builder, World Financial Group. And I love this opportunity because I don't work for them. I work for me. I'm an independent contractor. All right. I'm an independent contractor. And so as such, it's beautiful because just like you see how I'm dressed, right? You see, I got this polo shirt on. You work for somebody, even though it's Friday, you may not have that opportunity. But when you work for yourself and you're working online, you're working from home, you may be able to do things like this. So it's really good. If you guys, if you're not part of an organization, you're not part of a company, you haven't signed up with me, you haven't signed up with Flo, guess what? And you want to get your insurance license? That young lady over there named Tanya, she's bad, Mama Jamma.
Yes.
Yeah. So she has a school, and one in Savannah and one in Atlanta, and I don't know where else. Who knows? She might be opening up one in Florida. Who knows the way Tanya loves to travel.
Well, yes. I can tell you already, it'll be opening in Texas and in California.
And in California.
That's right. By the end of the year, we'll be in both places. So it's awesome.
See, look at that. Look at that. I didn't even know that. I did not even know that. So this is a very, very good business opportunity. Y'all don't take it lightly. I'm telling you, don't take it lightly. I love the independence. And the money's not bad.
Amen.
Let me just say that. The money's not bad. Hey, well, look, let's get into what we're here to talk about. I don't know what time Mo's flight is. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said, I am ready to say, you better come on here. They said they're ready to say.
She's probably with Tanya. I'm pretty sure that's one of Tanya's people.
One of Tanya's followers?
Tanya's probably one of her agents.
Oh, one of her groupies.
Or family members. Either one. I'm spreading the word.
Hey, I sound like a monster. Hey, she said I sound like a monster.
I can't hear Mr. Murray at all. It's real distorted. So if he's speaking to me, I don't hear anything he's saying.
Oh, wow. You can't hear that voice? That's talking to voice. Well, let's go home and introduce you, Miss Mo. Everybody, let's get an opportunity to give Miss Mo some time here on this podcast here. Y'all, please welcome Miss Mo Morris. And she's going to tell you more about her, but her expertise, her flagship products that she offers, give an opportunity to learn how to repair your credit, also understanding about removing yourself from foreclosures and all that other stuff, the bad stuff. So thank you for Ms. Mo for joining us today. Give us a little bit more information about you. You're coming in pretty clear. So if you can hear us, realize that you're coming in clear. We can hear you. So
you're coming in very clear.
Great. Well, thank you, Ms. Flo. Thank you, Mr. Murray. Thank you, Ms. Tanya, for having me on today. And I just am excited to be here because I have some good information to share with you. And that information is the services that I offer to my clients. My name is Mo Morris, as they said, and I'm a resident of Ellaville, but I'm from Savannah. Some of you may know me as a music teacher or the pastor's wife of Fremont Temple, or I used to sing at the gospel brunch on Sunday downtown, but I am a professional credit restoration specialist. And I wanted to just talk to you today about our services, what we offer, and how you can partner with us to help restore your credit. It's so important for us to understand that, I know people always say money is power, but credit is king. Like they say, money talks, but credit holds the conversation. Like it is so important for us. And I think that we have been so misinformed and so misguided for so long that we have become content, and we're okay with not being able to get the things that we want or not understand the aspect of having good credit. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about that and what we can offer to help you and to help you get out of that situation. Now, I will tell you that I am traveling. I am on a layover. I know y'all see my backdrop. It's Southwest. So if I start speeding up, it's because I got to start to load. My plane loads it too. So I think I'll be good. So I wanted to share that a lot of Americans have negative items on their credit report. And, negative items are reported for 7 years, regardless to if you pay them or not. That negative item is reported for, it's going to say, 60 days late, 90 days late for 7 years. And you can have a 700 and still get denied for something because you have negative items on your credit report. And so what we are teaching people and helping them understand is that there is help and you can get those things removed. Because what good is it to have worked on your score and still have things on there that keep you from getting the things that you want? So our company, if you were to partner with us, we focus on having all negative items removed, including inquiries, because they stay on 2 years, but foreclosures have been removed, bankruptcies have been removed, and they don't come back. Now we're not saying that you don't own the debt. It's your debt, but we want it off of that credit report. So you may have to negotiate. We want it removed from that credit report so that it doesn't affect you when you're applying. And, let's just be honest. Low credit scores give you high interest rate. So somebody paying $298 for a car payment, you're paying $600. And that is the thing that gets us. And I got my car. I got to go for a car. But you're paying triple the amount that somebody with a good credit score and no negative items would have to pay.
So Mo, can you just kind of walk us through what is the first thing that a person has to do? Let's just kind of bring it back and just kind of tell us, okay, I know I have stuff on my credit report, but do I have to pay somebody to get it off? And then what do I need to bring to you if that's the issue, So
okay. Well, the first thing, Ms. Tanya, is you got to admit that, hey, I need some help. I've got to get this thing together. So when you do that, you're a step in the right direction. Now, you to utilize my services, you will have to pay. There is a fee that you pay, and we are a monthly service. We're no contract. So you only use that service for as long as you need it. And then our company goes in and disputes all negative items from all 3 credit bureaus at one time. We don't do it one at a time. We don't pay you by account. It's all of them, all three bureaus at the same time, and we aim to remove them. So your first step is to acknowledge, hey, I need some help and I got to get a handle on this. The second step is to make contact with a credit repair agent. I would love it if you would contact me. Make contact with a credit repair agent specialist to help you. And yes, it is a paid service to get started.
Question. So do I have to tell you what's on there, or when you pull the report, you'll see it?
Okay, so when client comes to me, because I'm not a financial institution, I cannot pull their credit report, but I do a credit analysis just by a conversation. I ask a few questions. I need to know what it is on your credit that is affecting your score. And when people don't know, that troubles me, because you want to know what is on that score that's keeping you from getting the things that you want. They have free apps for that. You can look, and the score may not be accurate, but the information is accurate. So you need to know, are there charge-offs? Are there collections? Is there a bankruptcy? Is there a foreclosure? So those things, I do a credit analysis. And some people really don't have bad credit. They have no knowledge of credit. And I do coach them in that. I say, hey, this is what you need to do to help you get over. And they don't need the services. And but people who have real credit problems, we do analysis, and I'll say to them, hey, you're looking at about 6 months of the process to get you where you need to be. And then I coach them into good credit habits, and we turn them loose, saying, hey, you're on your way. Let's go do this, and let's conquer this. And our goal is to teach them so they don't find themselves back in the same predicament in 4 to 6 months after they've spent this time repairing their credit.
Mo, that's very good information. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here. I'm more interested in learning more about the foreclosure platform that you offer. How does that work? Someone who is they have no option but to get in foreclosure, or maybe they're in foreclosure. How do you help someone when they're that close to losing their home?
Okay, so we can't help them from going in foreclosure. We do have a team of lawyers that come in and help negotiate things, and step in if it's a serious situation, such as coming into foreclosure, and they can change the trajectory of what's going on. Our credit restoration solely focuses on removing the negative items. If they've been in foreclosure, it's being reported as a foreclosure, then we will remove that. But as for helping them in the situation of almost at foreclosure, the lawyers have to come and do that. I can't do that as a credit agent.
Okay.
Sherelle asked a great question, and she said, is a good or bad credit score an issue if a person can pay cash for everything?
Well, that is a great question, Sherelle. I think so, because are you going to go pay cash for your house? Are we buying? That's just
you think about those big
credit items. Yeah, you may get furniture for $2,000 and you pay for that, but
if you're living in a $300,000 home, you can't. If you have it like that, but you need that credit and you want that good interest rate, you don't, and I know that there's laws to keep them from ripping you off, but still the higher end makes you pay so much more than people with good credit.
And then why use your cash when you can use someone else's, right?
And I have learned, and it's been a learning process for me, that with that bank, you don't build any credit. You use that ATM card and you use your cash, you don't build any credit, and you don't have any insurance, really. Like, you can dispute something and they might give it back to you, they may not, it may take a week, but that credit card, if you use it, you're insured. If you dispute a charge, they're going to take it. They're going to investigate. They're going to get it off, and they're not going to take forever. And you get to build your credit. Like, you get to increase your score if you use it correctly.
Right. Very good.
Now, one other question I want to ask: is there any other? I went to a couple of apps basically to find out about my my credit, such as Credit Karma. So do you talk to people about accessing those type of resources, apps, just to learn about their credit and see what's on their credit, so it would help you a whole lot easier when they come to you?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's important. Experian gives a free account. Credit Karma has a free account. Credit Sesame. Your Experian score is going to be pretty accurate, but you have to know that they're using a different system. They're using the Vantage score versus your FICO score. And that Vantage score is going to be a little higher. And so people sit there and they're like, oh, I'm good. And then they go to, to the mortgage lender and they get turned down because that FICO score is different. In those apps, though, they'll give you a list of all of your credit and your derogatory items and the things that are high impact. And you at least have a step ahead, to be able to say, okay, so I've got this collection and it's killing me, or, I've been late on my car payment 4 times and that's really hurting my score. So they are good tools. They're just not accurate with the score reporting.
Okay. Now, a question a lot of people probably want to know, and I want to know too. I always hear, you saying FICO and that other word, Van something. What does
Vantage.
FICO stand for? Is that an acronym for something, FICO?
That's a good question, Ms. Florence. I've never even tried to look it up.
Okay. Because I always saw FICO, but I never knew the acronym. I guess I'll Google that and I'll find out.
I'll have to Google that because I've never been asked that question. It's just,
If I'm
it's
Google
just
it
one
right
of those terms that I know. Your FICO score is the actual score that most lenders pull to, access to decide if you're qualified for
your bank,
a certain interest rate or approval.
Yeah, your bank now can provide you with your FICO score. There's some kind of service within your bank online that would provide it to you also.
Yes, and a Discover card provides it. All credit card companies now do that. Yes,
Federal insurance
companies. I definitely was thinking that the Credit Karma score, was it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, wow, that is great. I got it great,
Right, you're dropping the mic on them. Like, I'm killing the game.
Right, And then when you go to a financial institution to look at a mortgage or whatever, and you find like, well, wait. It wasn't bad, but, it was excellent where I thought I was, So one of my questions is that should I always have something on my credit or have something to pay off? When do you just say, I'm cleaning up everything, I'm not having no credit cards or anything? Should you ever do that?
I don't think that you should ever, because you need your credit age. You need credit age, you need credit history, and you need utilization. What they're looking for is responsible with credit. So, with credit users. So you want to show them that, hey, I get this, I use it, and I pay it off. And say like, okay, so my first credit card was in college. My very first week of college, I got that card. And when I paid it off and closed it, man, my score plummeted because it was my oldest debt. You want to keep those cards open. You can pay them down, you can pay them off, but you want to use them just a little bit every single month and then pay them back down because they want to see the credit responsibility. Whoa. So keep your credit lines open. Don't close them. People say, I was in such a bad way. I paid them off. And then that hurts you even more.
Wow. Didn't realize that. Because I normally
don't close them.
Pay it. I don't close it, but I pay it off. And then I don't use it. You
want to use it. You want to use it. You don't have to use it a lot. No more than 30% of your balance. Use 30%, if that, and then pay it down.
Gotcha.
Just make sure whatever you use, make sure you can pay it off within 30 days. And that way you'll never have to pay interest and you never have to be in debt. Just take if you go to the store and you want to use your Belts card, you got the cash to pay for it, use your Belts card and then turn around and pay right then the cashier. You can pay that Belts card right off right then and there. I do that all the time.
So the general rule of thumb is, Mr. Murray, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Yeah, I had to reboot my computer. All right. So there are a lot of really great information here. Let me just recap what you've mentioned so far. If you close an account or pay off an account, not close it, pay off an account, keep it open, depending on what it is. How many lines of credit would you say a person should keep open?
That's all going to depend on your balances. If they're low balances, because the higher your balance is, the greater your it lowers your credit utilization. So say if you have so it depends on your balances. If you have all small balances, you might want to have 2 or 3 cards to use, but I wouldn't recommend a lot. Like, you don't want to have 100 cards. Like, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to have 100? What about 50? What about 50? Can I go with 50?
Mo, you won't believe this not, but I had before I went to all this and stuff, I had about 75. I tell you no lie, 75 credit
Miss
cards.
Florence. Yes,
Wow.
ma'am.
75.
I do believe it.
And
All right, now
tell
wait
you
a
That is my
minute.
testimony.
I told y'all that Flo was crazy. I told you. Y'all don't want to believe me.
This is the
Y'all don't want to
craziest
believe
thing.
me.
I had those 75 credit cards and I kept them things paid up all the time until
Yes, ma'am.
I just got caught up. But I had no
Yes.
problem paying them and I paid them off as soon as I got them. But then again, life happens and guess what?
That's right.
I got caught up and had to file bankruptcy and all of those credit cards were right there to bankruptcy.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
so let
Yes,
me
ma'am.
mention something real quick. When I worked in credit collections, all right, I actually used to train people in credit collections. One of the things I would tell people is this, and depending on what you're trying to accomplish, if you have high availability, $5, $10, $20,000 credit limits, you don't need a whole bunch of cards.
No, you do not.
Maybe just one. All right, two. A major credit card and then maybe a department store card.
Yes.
All right. But if you do not have those high balances, those crazy balances, you have a $3,000-$5,000 balance. Still there. Use wisdom. Use wisdom. You don't need what you need $5,000. What you gonna do? Go buy a car? Look, people go crazy when they have this money available. So what does the creditor look at? You may have a zero balance, but you know what they're looking at? What you have available.
That's right.
That's going to determine how much they're going to lend to you. So if you have $30,000 available, it may reduce how much that creditor will lend to you because they're going to look at your debt to income.
That's
That's
right.
They're going to look
That's
at
right.
future debt to income. So, some of those cards, if you got a whole bunch of $10,000, $20,000 credit card limits, cut those suckers up. Only keep one, maybe two. Or keep like what I used to teach.
Long history, something with long history, right?
Yeah,
Something with a
yeah,
long history.
exactly. Because that's what they're looking at. They're looking at the history. Go on, Miss Mo, not Flo, Mo.
If you close it,
Mo.
just be prepared for a little drop. Like if you close it, it's still going to, like if you pay it off and close it, you're going to drop. It will bounce back if you have other cards that you're using. But no, I don't recommend having 2 and 3 large cards. No, 3 to 5 is a good number. If you have, $1,000 limit, $500 limit, that just gives you a little bit more I can't think of my limit. So that gives you a little more limit, and if you keep your utilization low, they'll be like, oh, okay, so she's got this much available credit, but she's only using this much.
Hey, let me ask you something. Is Quentin related to you?
Quentin is my husband and my business partner. Yes.
All right.
I knew there was a catch. I knew there was a catch. Because this man right on target.
Yes, ma'am.
I knew there was a catch. All right. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
So I don't even remember what I was saying.
Oh, you started thinking about the one you love. Okay. All right.
I started thinking about the one I love.
All right.
Well, so, Ms. Morris, we were talking about debt to income credit and then debt to income. So what does that really mean? Because I used to hear it a lot, debt to income.
They're going to compare how much debt you owe to how much money you bring in. And if it's over a certain percentage, they're probably going to deny you. If all of your cards are maxed out, you have a mortgage, you have 2 cars, and you're making all of those car payments, they're probably not going to approve you for a store card or something that you're trying to get. If that debt to income is 50 and up, it really hurts you.
Well, Atara asked, what if I ask them to decrease my credit limit? Sometimes they give you this large and they keep upping your credit limit. And can you ask them to decrease it?
I never would suggest that. I would just suggest you control your spending. You want to have that availability.
But you
Just
can't
control your
ask them,
spending.
and they will grant that to you if you ask them. But you will not. The best advice you're telling us is don't ask them to, to
No.
decrease.
You just control your spending. Put it up.
Well, when Obama was in office, I think it was Obama, he made sure that the credit card companies tell us if you pay the minimum amount, how long it'll take you to pay it off. So now you see that on your credit statements, and that's really good because then it can force you to pay it off
Do a
faster.
little better. That's right.
And I thought that was awesome because then you see how much you're paying in interest and everything if you
That's
just pay the minimum limit on your credit cards.
Yeah. That's one of the tricks of the industry. And that's why they give you those low, so low you can barely
That's
see
right.
the
That's
monthly
right.
payment. All right. Because they want people to think about what? Hey, you're only paying $25 a month. Spend. The psychology behind credit is I want you to be a spender. So I'm giving you this credit for you to spend. All right.
But we're
So
not
just
spending
like Mo
wisely.
said, huh?
We're not spending wisely.
That's right. So just like Mo said, control what you do. Can you ask the lender to reduce your credit line? Yeah, you can ask. Sometimes though it might hurt, especially you have to look at what are your future goals for purchasing. If you're looking at buying a house and you're going to reduce your credit limit, may not be a good idea. Maybe better for you to wait. Just pay that bad boy down.
Right.
Get to those zero balances as quickly as possible. Years ago, you used to be able to write off your interest that you paid on credit cards. Not anymore. No, unless if you're in business and you're using a credit card, that's a different story. All right, but you're just a regular individual, and you're using your credit card, and you think you can write? No, you can't write that interest off like you used to years ago. Not anymore. They got away with that. They did away with that. Sorry, Flo. They did away with that. But Flo's in the business now anyway.
So, Ms. Morris, again, kind of go back and tell after you have removed the bad or the negative things off their report, then what happens to them?
Okay, so they're just removed. They can't put them back on, and that's what we want. We may have to negotiate what you owe them, and I don't ever encourage anybody to do that on the phone. You want to get everything in writing. We will help you with that if you partner with us. And then I, as an agent, I coach my clients into building good credit habits, establishing good credit history, how to pay their credit cards. There's a special formula. There's a trick. You have to be my client to get that. That will help them. And it changes the trajectory of their credit situation. And guys, I hate it, but my plane is boarding, and so
your plane is boarding. Hey, listen,
yes,
real quick. Either you or Quentin, tell the people how to get in touch with you.
You can reach us. We have a Facebook Facebook page, Morris Financial Solutions. You can call our business line 912-421-5055, or you can reach out directly to me on any social media platform. All of them are, my name is I Am Mo Morris, and that's IAMMOMORRIS, and that's Morris Financial Solutions.
We want to thank you so much for being with us. I know you got to get on that plane. I don't want them to leave you. Your husband be blaming us.
Where you going?
Thank you so much for having me. I am headed to a credit conference, a credit restoration conference.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
Yes,
sharpening those skills. Well, we got to have you come back and talk to the people. And we went through this kind of quick. Got to have you come back. We'd love to have you come back. Would you come back?
I would love to come back. This is a great thing that you're doing.
Wonderful. All right. We love that. And thank you so much. Go ahead and board your plane, girl.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
All right.
Looking forward to coming. When are you going to be back?
As soon as you invite me. Oh, I'll be back Sunday.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey, listen, guys, I don't know if you caught what Flo put on there about the rule of 72. Extremely important. Extremely important. All right. 72 is this is something that it's believed that Albert Einstein came up with it. It actually was created before Albert, but Albert made it famous. He made it popular. All right. So you take 72 and you divide it by the interest rate, and that's going to tell you how many years it's going to take you to pay off that loan, making the payment that they suggest. Don't do that. Why? You'll be paying that thing forever.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then you know what they do after. Oh, someone gave Tanya flowers. Who why in the Jesus?
I know.
Who in the world did that?
I know. They just came and I had to just show. I'm sorry. I didn't even.
It must be your hubby. Man, I'm telling you. What you want, you almost forgot what I was saying. But listen, you don't want to pay that minimum. All right. Their objective is this. You pay the minimum, you show good payment history. All right. Then the next thing, you know what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to up your credit limit. Mm-hmm. That's the signal to your brain to buy more. All right. It's psychological. It's psychology. All right. It's marketing psychology 101.
Hey, let's give a shout out, Anthony and Tanya, to Ms. Sandra. I put about 3 or 4 questions out there. Vaughn was getting good with answering these questions.
Yes, she is. She got on top of it.
She got stuck with the 72. She said, math ain't my thing. Math needs to be your thing. Number one.
That's right. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Who's Shirley Scott? Who's Shirley Scott?
It's your girlfriend.
Shirley Scott. That's my girl. That's my girl.
Loves you.
That's my girl. Look how pretty she is. Listen, we want to know who sent those flowers. But, I'm telling your husband. Look.
Oh, no. Remember she went out of town last week, a couple of weeks ago, said she couldn't tell us where she was at.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know everything. But at least I'm at home. So
you're at home.
House,
yeah,
so.
we know who sent them.
Yeah.
We know who sent them. All right. But listen, Vaughn, you're right on target with this. And Quentin, we want to thank you so much for being with us. And even though you're
and answering those questions. There was two questions out there that I put out there, and she was on point with them.
Yeah. So this is critical. This is very important stuff. Listen, a lot of people are afraid to open up the can of worms of credit repair. But you know what? If you want to move forward, you better open up that can of worm and go fishing with them. Get rid of those worms. All right. In other words, get rid of the fears. All right. Deal with the thing that's at hand. We have to deal with this stuff. You can't keep ignoring it. You can't. All right. It is making bankruptcy attorneys rich.
That's right.
All right. And what's worse than someone going into bankruptcy than for them to go into it a second and a third time? Because they didn't learn from the first experience. Why didn't they learn from the first experience? Hey, I understand someone goes into bankruptcy because they lost their job, hardship, so forth and so on. Understandable. But for folks to keep going into bankruptcy because they refuse to deal with the credit issue, they refuse to learn how to not be a spender and not to use wisdom with their finances, there's something wrong with that.
Well, right? One of the other things that I've seen lately is that people that are seniors, that are retired, go into bankruptcy. And that is because they didn't plan when they were younger. So they have really no or very little retirement. So now that they are retired and you're on a fixed income, they don't have enough income to take care of their bills. So they're going into bankruptcy. Now, can you imagine a 70-year-old going into bankruptcy? And that is what's happening right now. So
that's what's going on right now. Yeah.
So people need to really take full advantage of any type of savings, so that or your IRAs or your retirement funds at work, or that nice little IUL that we always talk about in a way to save with your insurance policies.
Right.
So, because it's massive. It's becoming to be huge that, you know, and especially in our community, because we wait to buy the big house when we're 50 and 60 years old to, you know, relax in, right? And so
and at that age we get a 30-year mortgage.
Right, and get a 30-year mortgage.
And the banks are willing to give it to you. That's the same part.
That is absolutely right. And then you become, you know, because you forget that, and, you know, you get it at 55, 10 years later, you're going to go into retirement and your retirement is not set. You're not living on the same income, you know? And so people are going into bankruptcy at that age. And it's poor planning. This is the time now while you're still working to plan. And when people are telling you, you know, you might need to put away $500 to $1,500 a month to get there, you really need to listen and figure out what that method has to be for you. Yeah. Okay. Because it's sad to see first and second, you know, people going into bankruptcy at that age.
Well, you know what? I'd love to partner with somebody like Mo and Quentin. And this was our organization, World System Builder. We teach free, and I say free, free financial literacy workshops. Absolutely free. Now, there's a textbook. There we go. And there's a workbook. All right. And in the workbook, you actually fill in pages, but the textbook, you read along. You know, you don't read along while they're teaching the class. You'll never get it because they'll be going to, you just open up your workbook and fill in the questions, then later on read. All right. But the information is available. You know, someone once said, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. Put it in a book. You know, and you know what? Bible. Put it in a Bible. You know, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color their skin is. You want to hide some important information, just put it in a book. Because people, when it comes to reading, especially in this day and age, would rather watch television. I wrote a book. I am a accomplished author. I published a book. I have another one that's in the works. And you know what someone said to me? They said, "Could you put it on audio?" Audio.
Yeah, they can listen because they're not going to pick it up.
Then you put it on audio. I said, "You know how much that costs, man, to put it on audio?" I said, "Just order it off of Amazon."
And have somebody read it to you.
Oh my goodness! But it's so true. You know, I have people all the time. I say, "What you doing?" This, I'm listening to a book. They have the AirPod in, and so, well, y'all don't want to hear my voice all day, but I learned a lot from Mo. What about you guys?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know what would be great? To have her and Quentin come on at the same time.
Her and who?
Quentin, her husband.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She said her business partner.
All right. Well, maybe that will be good in the next week or so, or maybe next week, because credit is super important to our livelihoods. And, you know, if you don't have it, you can't get anything. And we were just talking about big ticket items, but remember, if you're opening a bank account, it matters. If you're getting electricity or cable, it matters. If you're buying insurance for your automobile, it matters what your credit score is. So everything centers around your credit, and making sure that you have a good credit score makes things less expensive for you and your interest rate. So yeah, we should have her back. Hopefully we can do it next week?
That would be nice. There's a lot of things we didn't cover. I'd like for her to talk some more on helping people to get that stuff removed off their credit and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone. And then how to start rebuilding their credit.
Right.
Right. What does she do to help people start rebuilding their credit? You know, so hey Flo, you left the A off of US. Yeah.
No, you don't need the US. You don't need to be in there. She got to be. Take out the WSB where she's scrolling across. She got WSB. It's WS/US. You can do the US or the A. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
Let's go through with that B on there.
All right.
There you go. She got it right.
All right. So I like what we're doing here. There's a lot of people. I ran into someone. I think she's in politics. I was out for breakfast on an appointment, and I ran into two politicians, local politicians in Savannah, and I forget the lady's name, but she's on all things relevant media, and she's
Alicia Brinkley.
Alicia or
I
Keisha?
ran into Alicia and somebody else.
Keisha
Yeah, you know,
Carter.
Biden was in town. Jill Biden was in town yesterday in Savannah. Yesterday, I heard.
Who?
Yes, she was. Jill Biden.
Who's that?
Biden. Your president's
Biden's
wife, the first
The guy that
lady,
fell asleep.
Dr. Biden,
Yeah.
The guy that fell asleep.
Dr. Jill Biden.
Yeah, they
Yes,
were
I'm
pushing vaccines yesterday, so that's what the conference or for her being in town was about.
Okay.
So, it was
Okay.
very well attended. You know, so it was a great event. I had the opportunity to be invited and thought it was great.
Awesome. Well,
So-
y'all didn't invite me.
Hey, special invitations. You know, I don't know.
It's only for special people, Flo.
So
All right.
That's
Special
probably
people
Sister
like
Flo.
Special people that get flowers.
Uh-huh. And listen, there's a lot of good things that's going on in the finance industry. You know, there's a lot of money out there, people. I mean, lots and lots of money. But just like Mo was saying, where's your credit history? Because all that money, there's a lot of money out there that's free.
yes.
That's free. All right. And then there's a lot of money out there at low rates. There's a lot of money out there for small businesses. There's just a lot of money. All right. We're going to bring people on to help you and I find that money, because there's a lot of money out there. All right. We had someone on a while ago that talked about small business loans and grants, and he nipped the fairy tale right in the bud when he said there's free money out there to start a business. You know, he said there's low interest rates loans, low interest rate loans to start a business. You know, in Connecticut, they even had a loan where you have it for so long, the interest rate zeroes out.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That goes through insurance, life insurance. You know, that's how life insurance works.
Yeah. So
Under the plan started at 2.75. Then it's a vanishing interest rate. It vanishes through years. After 10 years, you pay zero interest rate.
yeah. So this is critical. You know, I was sharing with someone, and Tanya, you brought it up about people getting prepared for retirement, and they can use an IUL or whatever. You know, even an IRA or an index annuity. You know, I have a company out there right now that's given 25% signing bonus. 25% signing bonus. Minimum deposit is $10,000. All right, and it's a 8 or 10 year contract. All right, but 25%. So let's say you throw in 100,000. That means 20. What's 25% of 100? $25,000.
Yeah.
All right, y'all didn't hear me. Somebody should be going, woo! All right, acting like you're in church or something, right? Listen, there is money out
I'm just
there.
thinking about where I can find me 10,000. Go ahead and get me
10,000, right? And just get that bonus. That's all I want. Just give me 10 so I can get that bonus. You know,
what you do with that now? What were you doing with the $10,000? You were opening up an account of what kind?
It's an annuity. It's an
annuity, indexed annuity, not just any kind of annuity, an indexed annuity.
Okay, I missed that. All right, you're right. Okay.
All right, indexed annuity. All right, there's also indexed annuities that you can open up. If it's a in-service rollover, or in-service rollover means it's coming from it's going to be prepaid tax or pre-tax money, excuse me. All right, so it's coming from some type of account like a 401k, 403b, 457, something like that.
Plans. It's coming from a
qualified. That's what I'm looking for. All right, and you roll that money over. All right, if they let you roll just 10,000, just 10,000, that's enough to open up that type of account. I'm just saying. Now you can open up. There's accounts you can roll that money over, and it will accumulate massively. But then you can always add to it. And what's the beauty of it? This is the beauty. This is the real beauty. You never lose a penny.
Very good.
Never lose a penny. You know what people don't understand? Insurance has evolved like the cell phone. Remember when the cell phone, when it first came out, it was around this big. It was around this big. Hey, look, one of my friends bought one. That boy looked like he was carrying a pocketbook. It was huge. All right. This is back in the 80s.
Yeah.
All right. He bought it for $1,000. $1,000. 1 year later, that same cell phone was selling for $1.
Ooh, ridiculous.
$1. You know what we did? We worked in real estate together. You know what we did? We laughed so hard. We teased that boy because after a while he couldn't even use the thing anymore.
Obsolete.
So insurance has evolved. It has evolved.
It has.
People, you need to take the advantage. You want to really get some information? Join our classes or join Tanya's school. And I don't want to sell insurance. Don't sell it. Get the information. That's all. Just get the information so you can make qualified, quantified, educated decisions.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that brings us to almost a close for our show today. You have go, Anthony, go. Preach.
Look, we got how much time we got? We got what?
5 minutes. Let's
5
go.
minutes?
On time.
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Well, I want to close it early. Y'all have
to know what's going on.
Who got the questions? Where is that girl?
Right there on Facebook, Vaughn, are you still out there? Because you answer. There's one last question out there, Vaughn. Are you going to answer that last question? Look at that last question, and let me see if you're going to answer that last question.
After the first year, 25% bonus. How much will the interest be on the remaining years?
That's when you have to sit down with one of us and basically.
That's good. Yeah, we have to sit down and talk about it.
That's what we can do. We can sit up and do an illustration for you and give you all the answers you want, because it's going to be different for each person. So basically, that's when we do a sit down, and that's the best way is to do a sit down with Murray.
Yeah.
Right.
Not as much as different for each person, but different. It's different annually. All right, and it depends on when you sign. It depends on when you sign and when you put that money. That's the key. When do you put that money in? All right, because even after that 25% signing bonus, you will still earn interest. You will still earn interest. All right. So listen, there's the money is there. The money, our numbers are somewhere around here. They're going to roll them on the bottom in a few minutes, and because we got to get out of here. So Crystal, go ahead and roll how people could reach us, and there we go. Oh, she fast. That girl fast. Really, free money? Give us. Listen, our numbers are on the bottom. Our numbers are on the bottom. Write down the numbers. Take a screenshot. Take a picture. Whatever you got to do. In the meantime, we want to encourage you guys to stick with us, and not only that, but contact your friends. Contact your friends. How many times do you run into people that's going to tell you how to get your money to work for you? How many times you're going to run into people that's going to tell you where to find money? How many times you're going to run into people that have a professional insurance school right in your backyard? All right, professional.
State certified.
All right, she's not only teaching it, she's active in it. Her family's active in it. You got MadFlow. You know what MadFlow stands for? Making a difference. It's a beautiful acronym in the lives of others. Well, I don't have anything that good going on. I didn't get any flowers. I don't have no mad in front of my name. It's just plain on me, right? But we're here for you. Like us on Facebook. Like all things relevant media on here and ATR. Black Media Network on YouTube. Like. Send it to your friends. Tell them to like it too. They say they didn't watch it. Tell them too bad. Just press like anyway.
Fridays at 1 p.m.
Fridays
at 1. We want to build this.
You got 45 seconds to close.
All right,
Anthony.
We're out of here, right? And don't forget next Friday. We hope Flo's going to put it together. We hope to have Mo, Morris, and Quentin next week. And it ought to be beautiful. We want to thank you guys. We're here for you. This is your show. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, Vaughn, answer that last question, but the answer is defined. What is the contribution?
Bye, Mama Shirley. We love you.
Oh yeah, Mama Shirley.
Love you, darling.
Bye. Bye.